Everyone on Flight 709 remembered the moment the plane doors almost closed, because that was when the quiet janitor in worn-out boots slipped into seat 12F, clutching a backpack patched more times than it had stitches left. They didn't know his name. They didn't know his story. But they whispered anyway. Probably another broke guy traveling on a discount ticket. He looks exhausted. Maybe someone like that shouldn't be flying alone. No one knew that this same quiet man once had a call sign that shook across Air Force channels. No one knew that before life broke him, he had broken the sound barrier, more than once. His name was Daniel Hayes. And after today, the world would know it again. The hook. The moment everything changed. The plane had just reached cruising altitude when the captain's voice crackled in confusion. Folks, we've been asked to verify if we have a passenger named Viper Actual on board. People laughed. Someone joked that it sounded like a video game username. But seat 12F went still. Daniel froze, because that was his classified call sign from years ago. The one he thought no one would ever speak again. He looked outside the plane window. There, flying just meters away, was an F-22 Raptor. And its pilot was saluting him. That was the moment everyone realized the quiet janitor was not who they thought he was. And the story of how he ended up in seat 12F began long before this flight. Daniel Hayes, a hero life forgot. Daniel had once been Captain Daniel Viper Hayes, one of the youngest pilots ever to lead an elite F-22 strike squadron. He had medals he never hung, scars he never explained, and nightmares he never admitted. But life does not salute forever. When his wife, Emily, died from a sudden heart condition, Daniel left the Air Force to raise their daughter, Lily. He sold his home, sold his uniforms, sold nearly everything, just to keep Lily fed and safe. He took the only job available at the time, night shift janitor at Jefferson Community High School. And everyone saw the uniform. But no one saw the man. Challenge number 1. Being invisible. Students ignored him. Staff tolerated him. Parents never looked twice. Daniel swept, mopped, fixed broken lockers. But when he tucked Lily into bed every night, she would ask, "Daddy, were you ever important?" He always answered the same. "I was important the day you were born. That's enough for me." But secretly, he missed the sky. Challenge number 2. Lily's diagnosis. One winter morning, Lily collapsed at school. Doctors sighed heavily. She needed a rare neurological treatment. Expensive. Urgent. Daniel didn't have the money. He didn't even have clothes. He worked double shifts, sold more things, borrowed from friends, still not enough. So Daniel bought the cheapest one-way ticket to Colorado Springs, where a military charity hospital offered hope. He didn't tell them who he really was. He didn't want special favors. He just wanted his daughter to live. Challenge number 3. The plane ride. Which is how he ended up on Flight 709. Seat 12F. Staring out a window, praying silently. Most passengers ignored him. One flight attendant sighed every time he pressed the call button to ask for water. A businessman across the aisle shot disapproving looks at his battered boots. But Daniel stayed calm. Staying invisible was something he'd learned well. Until the F-22 appeared beside the plane. Until his call sign echoed over the intercom. Until the world remembered him. "Viper Actual, is that you?" The captain stepped out of the cockpit, pale with shock. "Sir, we received a direct call from Air Force Command. They said if you were on board, we are to accommodate anything you need." Everyone stared. Daniel slowly stood, unsure, humbled, overwhelmed. How did they know I was on this flight?" He whispered. The captain smiled. "One of your former squadron brothers recognized your name on the passenger list. They said they'd fly escort until you landed safely." Daniel turned back to the window. Outside, 3 Raptors now flew in perfect formation, one to guide him home, 2 to salute the man their children were taught to admire. The passengers who ignored him just minutes earlier were now clapping, some in tears. The final challenge, asking for help. When the flight landed, a team of Air Force medical officers was already waiting. A tall woman in uniform stepped forward. Colonel Sarah Whitfield, leader of the new F-22 Elite Command. "Captain Hayes, you saved my life 10 years ago in Kandahar. I would not be here today if not for you." Daniel swallowed hard. I'm not Captain Hayes anymore. I'm just a janitor. She shook her head. You are Viper Actual. You always will be. Daniel broke. After years of holding everything in, he explained Lily's condition, the hospital, the bills he couldn't pay. Sarah placed a firm hand on his shoulder. Let us return the favor. The Air Force will cover Lily's entire treatment. She's family. Your family. Daniel tried to speak, but emotion crushed his voice. A new beginning. Lily received the full treatment. The recovery was slow, painful, but successful. While she healed, Daniel visited the base often. Not to return as a pilot, but to teach young recruits. To give wisdom earned from sacrifice. One day Lily asked, Daddy, why did the planes follow your airplane? Daniel smiled softly, because sometimes, the world remembers you when you least expect it. The inspiring message. Life may strip your titles. It may take your medals, your strength, your past. People may ignore you, underestimate you, look past you. But who you are, the truth of your courage, your character, your sacrifices, can never be erased. And one day, even when you sit quietly in C-12F, thinking the world has forgotten you, it may rise to salute you again.